Camera rolling. So this year we decided to go to Kyoto. We've been talking a lot about going to Kyoto for a while now. Just here and there, never really made an actual plan, but luckily we are able to go this time. So I'm really excited. It's the number one place I really wanted to visit. Just because of the traditional buildings, just a lot of culture and all that. In Kyoto, the best way to get to Kyoto, they don't have an airport in Kyoto. So what you would have to do if you're coming from anywhere, you would have to fly into Osaka. Once you get into Osaka, you can take a bus to Kyoto itself and they'll take you all the way to Kyoto Station. It's just at the bottom right outside of the airport. Can't miss it. And another option is taking the subway, which is also connected in Osaka. Now, during this time, we went during the summer, and it was very hot, very humid. You're gonna be sweating, and that's what happened to me. I was sweating the entire time, and my back was sweaty. I had my big old backpack on with my camera stuff. So the best time to go to Kyoto, I would say, would be any other time other than summer. So fall for the changing of the leaves, the color, and the next would be winter time. The main thing about it is it's not hot. Our preferred time would be spring. So in Kyoto, we did stay in Gion, Gion Street or Gion District. That area is it's Kyoto's entertainment district. So I think it was a hotel that we got. It's not like a traditional hotel. It's like a ryokan, but not a ryokan. It's like a ryokan is basically a traditional hotel in Japan that includes like food, meal service to you. So we found this one hotel that's looks like a ryokan, but it's a hotel, and it's nice. It was nice inside. It accommodated all their needs. We're not gonna be in the hotel that often anyways, so we figured this is fine. So in that entertainment district, there's a bunch of shops and food. The area that we stayed in, the buildings were traditional Japanese buildings, which was really cool. So it's very aesthetically pleasing. It was nice. We walked to the subway station. It was very close. Probably 5-minute walk or so. So on the first day, we decided to just stay within that Gion district. The two places that I wanted to check out, Nananzaka Street and Sananzaka Street. It's that area where you'll see traditional buildings still, especially the Starbucks. It's in the traditional Japanese building architecture. That area is all Instagram worthy. So people taking pictures there, but there are areas that you cannot take pictures, mostly because I believe it's people's homes. So you just gotta be wary of that. There are signs on there that says no pictures, but I think on the main street, which is the Nananzaka and Sananzaka, those two streets, they do allow photography. And then for lunch, we decided to go to Nishiki Market. It's a fish market, so it's just a long hallway with food vendors left to right, restaurants, and just stores, shops. You'll be overwhelmed by how many food there are there. One of the vendors that we saw also sells like a barbecue squid or barbecue octopus. Inside the octopus head is like a quail egg, and then there's like different sizes of octopus. Penelope loved it. She ate all of it. Day 2, we went to Arushiyama, which is northwestern part of Kyoto. Now, to get to that place, you'll have to take the subway or Uber. You can Uber, but it's very expensive. I think it's like 45 minutes away from the main Gion Street or Kyoto station. We took the subway and then it connected us to a train station, which took us all the way there. Once we got to the train station, there's so many stuff there. Shops, again, left to right. There's food things, and most of the vendors that you see around that train station are like dessert vendors. So you see a bunch of cake, bunch of mochi. But we were just walking around. Everything looks so cool, and the whole station was pretty much dedicated to Demon Slayer. If you ever watched that anime, you'll love this area. It reminds you of the Mugen Train movie and Demon Slayer. There's just so much stuff, and you'll feel like them whenever they first arrive to the train station. Like, what? There's so many stuff. I was so happy. I was so happy in that area. But once we got there, outside of the train station, again, in the street, there are more restaurants, more food, and more shops. We spent so much money there, just on little trinkets. So once we got there, we found a restaurant with a good view, and we just sat down and we walked around. It's surrounded by large mountains, beautiful mountains, a long river. It looks great. Wasn't that hot, just breeze flowing. But our main goal in Arushiyama was to visit the bamboo forest and the tenryu-ji temple. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Tenryu-ji temple. Anyways, so we decided to just walk to the bamboo forest because from what I saw on Google Maps, it wasn't that far. So it was actually connected to this one big park right next to the river. So we were walking there. It's a good walk, good scenery. You can actually, on that river, you can rent out boats to just kayak all around, or I think they offered their services to give you a boat ride around that area, which we didn't get to do. We hiked around the park. So once we got to the bamboo forest, again, it's beautiful. Everything there is just beautiful. The bamboo trees are super tall. It just looks amazing. One thing that was so funny was there was somebody that actually drove in with an Uber into the bamboo forest. I was like, what the heck? How did an Uber get in here? Get in the park? The Uber, basically the guy was like, hey, can you take me to the bamboo forest? And then the Uber driver was like, yeah, say less. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But anyways, once we got to the bamboo forest, it was just a long hike, pretty straightforward. There's no crisscross or anything. You won't get lost. It's just one path. The temple that we wanted to go to, the tenryu-ji temple, we didn't know it was there. But surprisingly, it's in the bamboo forest path. And there's actually an admission fee to get in. There's two different admissions, one to get into the temple and then the other one to get to the actual, the garden area. So we decided to just go to the garden area. It was amazing. There's just a bunch of foliage, everything. There's a big pond towards the end. You can still see the temple. Obviously not the bigger temple. You have to pay for that. But it was just beautiful. It was very serene, peaceful. It was amazing. Look at all this sweat. I'm so sweaty. It's really hot here in Kyoto. These vending machines are a lifesaver. Oh my god, it's hot. So we just spent about $120 in that store. There's so many cute stuff. Oh my god. Japan, man, they make you buy a lot of stuff. And our third day actually in Kyoto, we decided to go to Osaka. So we spent the day there. That was only an hour away. But our fourth day in Kyoto, we decided to go to Fushimi Inari Shrine. It's a very, very popular shrine. So it was very close. It's on southern part of Japan. So once we arrived there, there's a bunch of restaurants, about a bunch of food vendors, a bunch of shops. As usual, Japan has so many of these, especially in their subways. The subway station is basically a mall. There is so much restaurants, shops everywhere. It's crazy. Once we get there, we checked out the shops for souvenirs and whatnot, and we went for the hike. If you're not aware, the Fushimi Inari shrine is where the Thousand Torii Gates is located, basically. So it's in a mountaintop. So we decided to hike up the mountaintop. At first, we were hesitant of hiking all the way up to the mountaintop just because we had Penelope with us and it was very hot. But towards the middle, just said, whatever, let's do it. During that time, we hiked up. We thought it was gonna be mostly like a ramp or just like a slope, but it was majority stairs, and that was a killer. The stairs especially was a killer because Penelope wasn't walking. Penelope was asleep in her stroller. So we had to carry this stroller and her at the same time, going up the mountain and going down. We definitely had to take a bunch of stops. On the bright side though, there is a bunch of rest area, and in those rest area, little shops. Again, they only take yen, so you would have to have cash with you. But on those stops, they sell drinks and everything, little souvenirs. So it's a good rest area, resting point. And one of the rest area that they have was almost at the top of the mountain before you go into a loop. They sell snow cones and I think food, but we didn't really get food. So we just got a bunch of snow cones, and there's a sitting area next to a beautiful scenery. Good time, but we decided to go all the way to the top. I mean, it was a good experience. Probably would have done it at a different time. It was just really, really hot. What do you think of the hike up here in the Torii Gates?
Beautiful, it's just hot.
Yeah, it is very hot.
It's humid.
I'm really tired. But is it the spiritual journey that I've been looking for? Probably not. Is it the physical journey I've been looking for? Not necessarily. But I just want to see the top. That's all. That's all. I just want to see the top. Nothing else. He did it. Made it to the top of the mountain. At least I think this is the top. It says the top. So I'm assuming it's the top. Yes, the rest is going down. God dang, I'm tired. She's finally awake. And she didn't want to walk when she woke up. That is all the things that we did in Kyoto. The time that we spent in Kyoto was really nice. We definitely wish we went to Kyoto at a different time when it's not hot. Either way, it was a great experience. Definitely a trip that we'd like to do again. But that's our Kyoto trip. Love you. Bye.